All right, so why don't you all introduce your characters?
Hey everyone, it's Hayden here. I'm going to be playing as a human sentinel, which is basically a mix between a master of the saber and the force.
Where I'm from, we call that a jack of all trades, not a master of both.
Oh, stop being such a stickler for rules, Ewan. He can be whatever he wants to be.
And I'm not denying that, but he can't go ahead and make up his own rules, claiming I'm a master of both the force and the saber, when he's actually just pretty average at both.
You're too harsh on the boy. Too harsh. Go ahead, Hayden. Finish your introduction.
Thanks for the support, Liam. Oh yeah, and my name is Master Sandy.
I just want you to know that I won't be addressing you as master.
Oh, Ewan.
Well, that's completely unfair. It's outrageous. That's the name I chose, so you're going to have to call me by it.
A name you can indeed choose, but titles are earned, not bestowed upon oneself.
Oh, come on. Are you going to be like this through the whole campaign?
I'm sorry, Liam, but Ewan is right. You still have a lot to learn. And Sandy, really? I could have sworn you had a bit of a grudge against Sand.
Well, I do, but that's the point. Confronting what you despise head on is the first step to conquering it.
You're veering dangerously close to Sith philosophy there, Sandy.
So about that.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? You actually are one. Liam and Samuel, look, it's right there on his sheet. Sith.
Hey, stop peeping at my sheet.
Stop looking at the boy's sheet, man. It's honestly quite rude and disrespectful.
Well, let's not be too quick to judge.
Exactly, Samuel, exactly. That's the whole fun of role-playing games, that you can be things that you never would be in real life.
Oh, so, I don't know if you're aware of this, but he actually did turn to the dark side.
Man, stop trying to embarrass me in front of our friends.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. If you're embarrassed by it, you have done that yourself.
Oh, Hayden, don't let their judgments dim your spark. In the grand jest of the universe choosing anarchy, it's genius. I salute your rebellion. Why conform when you can be the storm? Let them call it madness. We'll call it freedom. After all, in chaos, there's a fabulous chance to turn the world upside down.
Wait, why are you here? I thought this was for the Star Wars cast.
I wish I had an answer for you, Ewan, but I don't.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy he's here. It's nice to have a bit of support from time to time.
Wow, well, that's just unfair. I've always supported you. Well, up until you went all crazy on me.
When did you go crazy on him?
He's lying. That never happened.
I highly doubt that, seeing as you went crazy on me too.
Liar!
Oh, Hayden, please don't shout into the microphone. It's not good for my ears, and I've got enough problems going on without popped eardrums to add to the mix.
Well, don't start listing them. Come on, guys, let's get a motherfucking move on. I want to get some gameplay in.
Oh, assertive. I like it.
All right. Don't rush me. I'll be playing as a human guardian named Galen Highground. So I actually am a master in lightsaber combat.
Wow. That was a low blow on multiple accounts.
Oh, and my alignment will be to the light side of the Force, you know? Because I'm not evil.
But is anyone really evil, though?
Heath, can you climb off the table, please?
It's all just a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Why is he doing that? He's scaring me.
After all, one person's villain is another's hero.
Dude, you're fucking the whole mic system up.
It's the chaos of morality, my friends. Deliciously unpredictable.
Jesus Christ, man. Jamie, could you tidy all them wires up and make sure he's still connected right, please? Cheers, buddy.
So, Samuel, what are you playing as?
My name's Beep Boop Beep, motherfuckers, and I'm a Class 2 engineering droid. You can call me BBB for short.
Well, nice to meet you, Beep Boop Beep. But I'd watch your back around this one over here. He's known to have a, let's say, serious lack of respect for droids.
Oh, come on. That was one time.
No, it was most certainly not just one time. There have been multiple incidents. Your insults to R2 on Grievous's ship, your complete lack of respect for C-3PO's translations, and your hatred for droid pilots. And need I mention the whole, I don't seem to remember ever owning a droid line?
He's right. You never were a big fan of droids. You really shouldn't lie about such things, Ewan. It's not the Jedi way.
Well, in my defense, the memory of Jedi is conveniently selective. But all right. Perhaps I may have been less than cordial on occasion.
Well, don't even think about being less than cordial with me, motherfucker. or I'll pop a laser in your ass.
Oh my god. Heath, what are you doing, man?
Oh, sorry, Joe. I lost a shoe when I was crawling on the table, but don't worry, I've found it now.
So are you going to introduce us to your character?
But of course, Joe. Where are my manners? The name's Smiles, and I've taken the rather intriguing role of a Gungan operative.
See, we're all goodies, and you're the only baddie, Sandy.
So you're just assuming that Smiles is a goodie.
In Ewan's defense, I don't see how he could not be. I mean, with a name like Smiles? Come on. It practically screams light side of the Force.
You of all people should know that names can be deceiving. Smiles is not so much about the expression of joy as it is about the irony of expectations.
Well, I'm not sure about what my expectations are, but I'm sure you'll live up to them, Smiles.
Well, you do have a very low bar.
That's rude.
Stop being not nice, Ewan. It's unbefitting of you.
What about you, Liam? Who are you playing as?
Ah, dear Samuel, I'm delighted to reveal that I'll be embodying none other than Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, ready to bring peace and prosperity
To your new empire?
to the galaxy.
Dude, we talked about this. You can't be a pre-made character that already exists in the world. You've got to make your own up.
Oh, boo, you're such a spoil sport, Joe. Well, I came prepared with a second character sheet just in case I got Anakin killed.
You clearly underestimated his power if you thought he would die.
Liam, he's making fun of me again.
Stop making fun of him, Ewan, or I'll make fun of you. I'll bring out your training pictures back when you were a youngling. That should do the trick.
All right, I'll stop. Go on then. Who are you playing, seeing as you can't be the chosen one?
Behold, my friends, for I am Sithious Maximus, a Sith pureblood consular, which is basically a master of the Force.
Yay, I'm glad to have you on my side, Sithious.
So you're evil too?
I expected it from Hayden, but from you? I'm shocked.
Ah, dear beep boop beep. Have no fear. Despite the gravitas my name might suggest, rest assured I strive for balance, as all things indeed should be. Yet in the spirit of full disclosure, I must confess there's a certain spontaneity to my methods, a touch of the unpredictable, if you will. So, while my heart leans towards the equilibrium of the galaxy, who's to say which way the wind shall blow?
All right. So if you're all finished introducing your characters, I think it's about time that we dive into the story. The planet Lothal, a remote world on the fringes of the Outer Rim, serves as the backdrop for your unfolding tale. Here, amidst rolling fields and ancient relics hinting at bygone eras, the grip of the Empire tightens. Lothal, once a place of potential and hope, now bears the scars of industrial exploitation and the weight of imperial ambition. Its single sun casts long shadows over the land, yet another reminder of the darkness that has fallen over this once peaceful place. You, 5 distinct figures from all across the galaxy, find yourselves in chains. Not just the physical kind, but those of circumstance and fate. Transported across Lothal's varied landscape in an Imperial convoy, you're being moved from one labor camp to another. Each of you has been captured for different reasons and put to work under the harsh regime of the Empire. Together, you've shared the burdens of hard labor and the pangs of lost freedom, leading to an unspoken bond, a collective yearning for liberty. As the convoy snakes its way through a secluded canyon, a sudden stop offers a sliver of opportunity. The guards, momentarily distracted by a technical issue up ahead, give you a narrow window of chance. It's a moment ripe with possibility. With the imposing presence of the Empire all around, patrolling ATSTs on the horizon and the occasional roar of TIE fighters above, a barrage of thoughts flurry through your minds. So then, guys, what would you like to do?
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I'm not going anywhere.
What are you talking about? This is the perfect chance for us to escape.
No. This is a perfect chance for us to get our heads blown off. I mean, are you even paying attention, Galen? Can't you see those ATSTs on the horizon? Do you think they will let you just run away into the sunset?
Well, I wasn't planning on just running away. I was hoping we could come up with a plan of some kind. Do it tactically, you know?
It's undoubtedly a trap. I suggest patience.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. But I agree with you, Sandy. This would be a bad time to make our move. One misstep, and I'll be dead quicker than I was in the other campaign.
Oh, I see how it is playing without us.
To be fair, even in that one, I got invited last minute.
Don't try justify yourself. I don't need you to try and make me feel better.
Well, I'm not sticking around. I'm out of here. Toodles. Joe, as soon as I spot an opening, I run off the transport as fast as I can.
Make a stealth check for me, Smiles.
Oh, well, that's not great. I rolled a natural one.
Smiles. You seize the moment, and with your hands still bound, you leap from the transport, your feet finding the rough, unforgiving terrain of Lothal. The ground beneath you is a mixture of rocky earth and sparse, resilient vegetation that somehow survives in this harsh environment. The sun above is relentless, its rays turning the landscape into a stark, shadow-drenched expanse, offering little shelter or secrecy for your escape. However, your attempt at a stealthy getaway is immediately compromised as you sprint forward with all the speed and determination you can muster, each step kicking up clouds of dust that mark your frantic passage. A stormtrooper, vigilant and ever watchful, spots you almost instantly. He raises his blaster towards you and commands with authority, "Stop right there!" His voice, amplified by his helmet's speakers, echoes ominously across the open terrain.
I'm not stopping. You'll never catch me. I make a run for it.
Are you sure, dude? The chances of you outrunning them are pretty slim.
What the hell are you doing, Smiles? Get back here.
Never tell me the odds. Smiles has committed to this.
Okay then, man. As soon as it becomes evident that you have no intention of halting your desperate dash for freedom, the situation escalates rapidly. The stormtrooper, realizing persuasion is futile, switches tactics instantly. His voice, sharp with urgency, cuts through the air. "Stop that slave! Blast him!" The command prompts an immediate response from the Imperial forces. An ATST, previously lumbering along the edge of the convoy, pivots with surprising agility towards your fleeing figure. Its mechanical movements, precise and deliberate, bring its formidable weaponry to bear on you. With a whirring sound that fills the air with tension, the ATST unleashes a blast from its main cannon. So that's a 19 to hit.
Oh, well, yeah, that gets me.
So that's 28 points of energy damage.
Oh, I'm dead.
Smiles. In the midst of your frantic dash for freedom, the air behind you splits with the ominous hum of a laser cannon firing. In that moment between sound and impact, time seems to stretch. The harsh landscape of Lothal blurring at the edges of your vision. Then, with a force that leaves no room for evasion or escape, the energy bolt strikes. The world erupts into a blinding light, an intense heat consuming everything. In an instant, you are blown asunder, your form disintegrating under the merciless power of the ATST's shot. The last sensation is the roar of the blast, a sound that marks the end of your flight and indeed your very existence.
Oh, wow. Well, that was short and sweet. What happens now then, Joe?
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to leave the table, buddy. Your journey on this campaign is over.
Oh my, that's brutal, Joe.
Yep, I know that feeling all too well.
What, so no take-backsies, no comebacksies, no more smiles?
Correct.
And you just wanted to wander off out there, Galen? You're lucky I'm here, or you'd be a smoldering pile of ash, just like Smiles over there.
I was never just going to wander out like that idiot, I told you. I wanted to come up with a plan.
Well, the best plan for now is for us to stay put. How much are we getting paid for this mining business anyway, Joe?
You're not getting paid, you're slaves.
Well, do we at least get free food, free pudding?
You get basic ass rations.
Oh, well, this. Sandy, Galen, beep, boop, beep. We're getting out of here pronto.
I think it might be too late for that now. Joe, can I peep my head up and see if the transport we're in is being watched?
Since Smiles tried to do a run of the transport and everyone on board is being watched even closer than before, any attempt to escape now would be suicidal.
What a f***ing dumbass.
What have I done wrong now?
Not you, dumbass. The other dumbass. Because now we can't escape.
Oh, all right. Wait, you just called me a dumbass that time.
What's the holdup, anyway? This beating sun isn't good for a Sith pureblood's constitution. Look, I'm starting to burn.
Aren't you always red?
Well, yes. But look, I'm going a different shade of red. The bad shade. Joe, I shout out to a stormtrooper. What's the holdup? Can we get a bloody move on?
The stormtrooper approaches you, Sithious.
What's the hurry? I didn't think you'd be in such a rush to get back to mining.
Well, you see, I pride myself on being a model of diligence and hard work, unlike my companions here.
What the Sithious?
And between you and me, I've caught wind of an interesting rumor floating around the barracks. Word has it that for those of us who put in that extra bit of effort, there's a special reward awaiting. Pudding.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. We don't even get pudding, so why would you? Keep dreaming, slave.
What? That's barbaric. Tell me, have you ever considered seeking employment elsewhere? Somewhere that appreciates your dedication with actual benefits? Because from where I'm standing, it seems you're getting a rather short end of the stick here.
Roll a persuasion check for me, Sithious.
Oh, beautiful. That's a natural 20.
The stormtrooper pauses, a look of contemplation slowly overtaking the usual stoicism of his helmeted facade.
You know what? You're right. I've just about had it with this place. Between the subpar cafeteria food, the utterly unreasonable work hours, not to mention the constant risk of being force-choked by some disgruntled Sith Lord for minor infractions. That's it. I'm going to quit right now. I deserve better than this. Maybe I'll go find a place that actually values me. Maybe somewhere with a decent dental plan.
Go get him, Tiger.
With those words, the stormtrooper turns on his heel and walks away, leaving behind a life of unappreciated service to the Empire. You watch as he disappears out of view. However, about 2 minutes after his departure, the stark silence is shattered by the unmistakable sound of a blaster firing.
Oh, no. I guess they don't take too kindly to resignations on the job. Who knew?
Wait a second. Joe, was that the only stormtrooper watching our section of the cart or what?
Give me a perception check, buddy.
That's a 14 total.
All right, beep, boop, beep. Cautiously casting your metallic head around, taking care not to attract any undue notice, you observe a significant presence of stormtroopers. However, their attention is concentrated at the front of the cart. They encircle something, or rather someone. It's the stormtrooper who had walked away, now lying motionless on the ground.
Nice work, Sithious. You've given us the perfect opportunity to get the heck out of here.
Well, it would have been a good opportunity if you didn't just decide to shout it out to everyone.
Don't worry, I'll be lenient with you guys using your stage whispers.
Brilliant. Well, is there anywhere opposite the cart that could be a decent place to hide? Or is it all just open?
Glancing across the harsh landscape for potential refuge, your eyes catch sight of an outcropping about 300 feet away from your current position. This natural formation, a jutting shelf of rock, offers a contrast to the otherwise flat and open terrain. It's the kind of place that might just provide the cover you need. The ATST that had previously been stationed near the outcropping is now patrolling on the opposite side of the cart, its mechanical strides carrying it away and leaving the area momentarily less guarded.
Well, this is great. Let's all make a run for it.
Christ, give me a moment for pity's sake. I've just lost yet another friend. That stormtrooper, he was like a brother to me. We had a connection, a bond that goes beyond mere blood or word. And now, he's been blasted into the great beyond, all because of a dream I encouraged him to chase.
Was that bond pudding?
Of course it was pudding. Is there any stronger bond?
Well, we can mourn for your lost brother later, Sithious. Right now, we need to get the fuck fuck off this motherfucking transport before that ATST turns back around.
All right. I'm coming.
Are you all making a dash for it then?
Yeah, that's the plan, Joe.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna need one of you to make the group stealth check with advantage.
Well, I've got pretty high dex, so I guess I'll take the lead on this.
That's probably for the best. My dex is arse, BBB's a droid, and Sithious is in grieving.
Roll it for me, Sandy.
Nice, that's a 17.
Well done, buddy. All right. As you all quickly gather your resolve, Sandy takes the lead, motioning for silence and stealth. With a collective breath held between you, the group darts across the stark landscape towards the outcropping. The ground beneath your feet is unforgiving, yet you move with a purpose, each step calculated to avoid detection. You use the long shadows cast by the sun to your advantage, blending into the scarce cover they provide. Despite the open ground, your carefully coordinated movements and the distraction of the patrolling ATST on the far side and the stormtroopers at the head of the convoy allow you to slip through unnoticed. Before you know it, the rocky shelter looms directly ahead. With a final burst of speed, you reach the outcropping, your hearts racing not just from the exertion but from the thrill of evading capture. For now, you remain unseen.
Joe, do I have my lightsaber on me?
Dude, why would you have your lightsaber on you? You've just been a prisoner for God knows how long.
So you're telling me they took all my personal possessions?
I think it would be stranger if they didn't.
Well, I'm not happy about this, Joe. Not one bit.
We should probably start making our way away from the convoy now that we're out of there. It won't take them long to realize that we're missing once the commotion clears up.
As you catch your breath beneath the shelter of the outcropping, the tranquility is shattered by a thunderous boom that vibrates through the very ground beneath your feet. Eyes cast skyward, you witness the awe-inspiring and terrifying sight of an Imperial Star Destroyer tearing into the orbit of Lothal. The air crackles with electricity, anticipation, and fear. Not 2 minutes pass before a Lambda-class T-4 shuttle, its wings folding in the distinctive landing posture, descends from the belly of the behemoth above. It makes landfall directly in front of the convoy, its engines whirring to a halt in a display of Imperial efficiency and might. The stormtroopers, sensing the gravity of the moment, swiftly reposition themselves into a rigid formation, the very picture of discipline and fear-induced respect. An oppressive silence falls over the scene, punctuated only by the howling wind that carries whispers of dread across the barren landscape. Then, as the shuttle's ramp descends with deliberate slowness, a figure emerges from the darkness within, a man clad in black armor, his presence alone enough to suffuse the air with terror. The mask he wears, an inhuman visage of black, chills your bones. It is none other than Darth Vader.
Wait a second, what is he doing here?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Joe, keeping metagaming to a minimum, is it safe to assume that we all know who Vader is?
Yeah, I don't think there's a soul in the galaxy who doesn't know who he is.
Okay, well, I just wanted to double check.
Should we get out of here then?
You keep your ass exactly where it is, Sandy. We're not moving an inch until he f***s off.
A hushed conversation unfolds at the head of the convoy with an officer, its words snatched away by the wind, leaving only the tension and the fear that something is about to transpire. Soon, a stormtrooper detaches from the formation, heading to the cart. Moments later, he returns, dragging a man before Vader. The figure stands tall, a silent sentinel of dark power as he regards the prisoner with an air that brooks no dissent. The wind settles just in time for you to hear Vader's voice as it breaks the silence, and it is a voice as cold and as merciless as the void of space itself.
This is not the one I seek. Your incompetence has dragged me across the stars for naught.
His tone, utterly devoid of any humanity, bears the weight of galaxies and the power to decide life and death with but a word.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't think this is going to bode well for that individual.
The captain immediately begins apologizing. Lord Vader, I apologize profusely. I assure you all the criteria aligned and the biometric scanner confirmed that he was a clone.
And what of the DNA strands? Did they align too? Allow me to answer for you. They did not. Because this is the wrong man.
The captain once again begins apologizing, repeating that he was assured that everything matched up. And then, suddenly, In a movement as swift as it is lethal, Vader's lightsaber ignites with a fearsome hiss. The crimson blade pierces the air and the officer without resistance. With his other hand, he reaches out, an invisible force encircling the prisoner's neck, tightening inexorably. There is no scream, no plea for mercy, only the sound of inevitability, followed by a crunch and a crack as Vader dispenses his judgment.
Apology accepted, Captain.
Without a moment's hesitation, Vader turns on his heel, his cloak billowing behind him as he strides back toward the landing craft. The air around him seems to thrum with unspoken threats and the residual terror of his actions. With an air of ominous finality, he ascends the ramp and the shuttle quickly lifts off and disappears into the sky. The convoy, left in the wake of this chilling display, is a tableau of shock and fear. Into the stunned silence steps a man, presumably the officer now thrust into command by Vader's lethal reprimand of his predecessor. His voice, laced with panic and agitation, cuts sharply through the air. "Everyone back to work now," he shouts, his words tripping over each other in his haste. "This isn't a spectacle. You saw nothing, understand? Move!" His orders spill out in a frantic cascade, his demeanor betraying the underlying fear of finding himself in Vader's unforgiving gaze next. The stormtroopers, spurred by the urgency in his voice and their own desire to avoid drawing attention, quickly resume their positions.
Wow, he's badass.
Well, of course you would think that, you little Sithy Sith.
I have to agree with Sandy here. I'm just saying, if I were a dark side of the Force user, I'd want to be him.
Beep, boop, beep. Well, now that he's gone, shall we get out of here?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I've got rocks and dust in all of my crevices.
How? We've been standing here for all of 5 minutes. What have you been doing? Humping the outcropping?
You've got a filthy mind, Galen. You should be ashamed of yourself. But no, I was just having a little lie down. Recharging the old batteries.
Well, whenever you guys are ready, we can make our way out of here.
Thanks for the permission, Sandy. But yeah, Joe, we slowly begin to rotate around the outcropping so we're fully out of view of the troopers, then haul ass away.
Give me another stealth check with advantage for whoever's doing it.
I'm guessing that's me again?
Well, the situation hasn't really changed, has it?
Oh no, I rolled a natural 1 and a 7 total.
You had one job, Sandy. One job.
It isn't ideal, but being a dick isn't going to help matters, Galen.
Beep, boop, beep, fucking run.
As Sandy leads the group in a cautious attempt to distance yourselves from the chaos of the convoy, the fickle hand of fate seems to turn against you. Despite the advantage of a distracted environment, Sandy's efforts at stealth fall short, resulting in a clumsy disturbance that catches the immediate attention of the nearby stormtroopers. The new captain, eager to assert his authority and regain some semblance of order, points directly at your group, his voice cutting through the air with a mix of frustration and determination. "You two, get them," he barks, gesturing to a pair of stormtroopers. "Bring them back to the new mining facility on the double and make sure they don't try anything clever this time." The stormtroopers, without hesitation, begin their pursuit, blasters at the ready. The transport carrying the remaining slaves begins to mobilize, leaving you in a desperate foot race across Lothal's unforgiving terrain. The chase, fraught with close calls and near misses, stretches out for an agonizing 5 minutes. Your breaths come in ragged gasps as you navigate the rocky landscape, dodging and weaving in a futile attempt to lose your pursuers. Finally, you find yourselves backed into an imposing corner by the landscape itself. Ahead, a vast chasm yawns open, its depths hidden in shadow, making forward progress impossible. The ground underfoot is a treacherous mix of loose stones and sharp outcroppings, offering little in the way of footholds or escape routes. Behind you, the two stormtroopers advance, blasters trained on your position, confident in having cornered their quarry.
Ooh, are we fighting?
It would certainly seem that way. Prepare yourselves.
How am I meant to fight when I don't have my lightsaber?
How about you use the motherfucking force, my man?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Well, this is the battle map where you will be facing off against the two stormtroopers.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
Pretty sandy. I don't like sand.
Well, how about you channel that hatred for sand towards them?
Excellent plan, Galen.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Well, unfortunately, you'll have to save that excitement for next time because that's where we're going to wrap up this session.
Oh no, when are we doing this again?
Well, that's totally down to how much everyone watching at home enjoyed it. My priority will be with the other campaign for now, but if this gets some love, then we could certainly look into getting more of these sessions in at a decent pace.
Hey everyone, like the video and spam the comments. We've got to show this man that you want more of this. Well, because I want more of this.